This is Scott Cost 20 from Sportscardforum.com. How's everybody doing this afternoon? It is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, October the 14th, and this is a live broadcast. What you're seeing right now on my screen actually is my wife and daughter and my iPhone. So let me just transition over to the camera here really quick because we got a few things that we're going to be potentially getting into today. I do have two boxes of Topps Field Access Football. This is right now open as a reward points break. There are only three there's 8 slots. There's 3 slots that have been taken. There are 5 other slots available. If this doesn't fill by the time I finish, I'll leave it open and I'll just do another broadcast of just these 2 boxes when they are finished, or when it's finished to be broken. When all 8 spots are claimed. So that's what we're going to be. That's one of the things that we're going to be getting into. I do want to talk about some of the changes, some of the things that have been going on within the site itself. I do want to talk about the apps as well. So there's a lot of things that I've got going on. Plus, in addition to that, I want to finally get to doing the 2 giveaways. The first giveaway from June, and then the second one from August. Again, I do apologize for how long those have taken. Again, it's something that I wish I would have gotten to earlier, so I do apologize for that. I don't want to let you guys think that I'm going to start something and not come through and finish with it. So I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page with that, and we'll take it from there. As you may have seen posted over the week or so, there's been a number of changes, a number of tweaks that I've made to the site, different things happening, different things going on, taking it and going and running with it. So there's a lot of things that are happening, going on with it at this point. With that said, what I want to do is I do want to get into, the first thing I want to get into is really the app demo. This is one of the things I'm really excited to make available to everybody is the apps. So I've got a number. I've got an Android app that's already available in the Google Play Store. Search for Sports Card Form in the Google Play Store. It is there. It's available for you to utilize. If you are a Tapatalk user, you can search Sports Card Forum in the Tapatalk app, and you can connect to Sports Card Forum through one of their groups, if you utilize multiple forums through Tapatalk. The other app that I'm still waiting for finishing is the iPad app. I did run into a little bit of a snag with Apple this week. They initially had rejected it, saying it was spam. I had to remind them that there's other apps that are built in the same structure, same architecture. So that was just reopened within the last half hour. It's been taken out from rejected to it looks like in process at this point. So that's a good sign. Again, I will when that is ready to go. However, what I want to similar to this, there are some minor differences on layout where things are, and going from that standpoint. Now, where I want to start is if somebody quoted you in a post, you'll get notified that way. And you'll also get a notification, almost an immediate notification on your device with the app installed. So there's been some complaints lately with email notifications not coming through. Some of it has to do with the ISPs themselves. Some of it has to do with the email or the mail host provider, because the notification emails are going out as scheduled, and they're scheduled to go out every 10 minutes. Because it is a little bit of a server intensive process. It is something that we do have them going out every 10 minutes as opposed to all the time. So there's a little bit of a delay on the notifications that do go out. But with the apps itself, it's immediate for you to see it. It's immediate for you to be able to do anything with it. So Now, along the top, now you do have a right next to the menu button. However, if you're not 100% sure, you can go to the subforums tab, which is the second one from the right, and you have the ability of customizing this as well. So, for example, if I wanted to post something in football cards, go to sports card trading and sports talk, football, and then I have the ability of posting here and being able to either put something up for trade. If I want to post something in the show and tell, I can go that route with it. All depends on what I want to be able to do and how I want to be able to set things up. Now, the other thing that you have the ability to do is you have the ability to actually subscribe to a particular forum. Now, this is something that's always been there, but one of the things, especially with the app itself, it's going to make it a little bit easier to get notifications on is, let's say, for example, you want to keep an eye on football card buying and selling, and you want to get notifications of anybody who's selling something, posts within those particular forums itself, you'll get a notification saying that somebody had posted in that particular forum. So if you want to keep tabs on who's posting what, let's say somebody is selling a Tom Brady auto or a Tom Brady rookie, and you are a Tom Brady collector, you most certainly would get the notification that somebody posted it and to be able to jump on and potentially take advantage of that right off the bat. So again, there's a lot of power that's here that's going to be at your fingertips with utilizing the SCF app. So that's a couple. So those are a couple things to be mindful of with it. One of the things I also do like about the iPad app, the iPhone iPad app, is there is an area for home and then new posts. Now, between home and new posts is very subtle, but it's a significant difference in my opinion. If I wanted to see, and I posted a little bit earlier on ranking the greatest defensive players ever, I could see that Jameis 1 of 1 was the last person to make a reply on that particular thread itself. So it's going to give you some of that information to be able to work with it from that standpoint. So, for example, if you don't want to see, let's say, for example, you don't want to see the home tab. Well, you could take that home off and remove it. So when you click on done and you go back to your layout, that home is now gone. It's now your first tab in this particular case is subforms. But let's say, for example, I wanted home, but I wanted new posts to be first. Well, I could click where the menu button is, and I could just click and drag. I can just drag it up to where I want it to be. And then once I click done, my new post is my first tab. So you have the ability to really customize this to however you want to be able to see this, how you want to be able to set this. As I mentioned, I don't want to go too much further with this at this point. I wanted to get into next and transition to is some of those things that you're going to see right within the actual, and that's something we are working to make sure we're staying up to date on that. Maybe. There it goes. I'm actually running the site through the video, so it's a little bit slower. I'll talk about that in a moment. But in here, you do have your inventory, storefront questions and feedback, and just take it from that standpoint and be able to work with it from there. Also on the right-hand side, you'll see upcoming product releases. I am working on making this a little bit easier for people to utilize and be able to get some more information out of this, what the product is, getting the checklists on that particular product, really creating more of a database on the products themselves. So this way, anybody can utilize them and be able to see information with it. You'll have the latest 5 threads for both. My latest 5 threads are the latest threads that that you would have started. In this case, I haven't started any threads, so in this case, it's showing the last 5 threads started total. Then you have your last SCF posts, last 5 non-sports card forum posts, and then you have your top traders, sponsors, and then there is an advertisement window in the sidebar itself. But one of the things you can do if you want to go that route with it is you can minimize it, so this way that widget doesn't display for you. So that's something that you do have the ability to do and tweak from that side standpoint. Now, if you are a VIP member, this should not display. So that's something just to be mindful of. As a VIP member of Sports Card Forum, banner ads should not be displaying for you. Get other perks and other pieces as well. I'll talk about that a little bit more, and it helps us really make changes, be able to put things together with the site, be able to look at doing the things that we need to be able to do to enhance the site and make it better tomorrow than it is today. So that's really the point of it at the end of the day. Now, some of the other tweaks that you may have noticed, may have seen, the rounding, for example. This rounding on the header, it was rounded before, now it's just a square point. That rounding was actually causing some additional time, some additional latency to load the page in each page. So I took that out just to try to help minimize and make the page load a little bit faster. There were some other pieces server side that I made some tweaks that I've made over the last week or so. Again, anything I could do to try to make the site run better, that's part of my role of what I'm doing with SCF. So those are things to keep in mind. If you have questions, feedback, suggestions, just keep them constructive. That's the one thing I do ask. If you say if you just say, "Oh, this stinks," okay, why is it stinking? You provide no reason. That's more of an opinion. So if you say something stinks, provide reasons why. I mean, if it's something that we can change it, it's easy to change, we most certainly will do it. But again, there has to be some rationale, some reason behind it. And one of them, I hate to say that one of the irrational pieces just simply can't be, well, I don't like it. Unfortunately, there are going to be some things that we're not all going to like. So I can do the best I can on a lot of this stuff. I mean, if there's definite suggestions that it's going to help, I'm more than willing to look and research it. If there's something that can't be done, it's my job to make sure to really get into the reason why. And that's something that's something we can always talk about in a thread or whatever, and really identifying those particular pieces. I do know that there's some things that we are trying to work on, trying to get things fixed. As we get those things identified, get them fixed, obviously we will make those pieces available to you, and this way you'll be able to see exactly what's going to be going on with it. Now, one other thing I do want to get into at this point, before I get into the raffles that I was just checking them on the site just to see if there's any additional posts for the field access boxes. The slots are still available. There's still 5 slots available for in this particular case here. Let me pull this back up. There it is. So there's still 5 slots available for the 2 boxes. Again, there's 8 slots. There's 4 packs per box. Each pack is supposed to yield an autograph. It is 5,000 reward points. If you don't have the 5,000 reward points, but you've been active on the site making trades, let me know. I have the ability, because one of the things that we're trying to get done very quick at this point is trying to get going back to January, where if you've made a conscious effort of putting a deal into the trade manager, we are going to be paying out reward points. There is a structure that's set up with it. I'll have to go back and find the thread, but At minimum, it's 25 reward points for every trade that you put into the trade manager. There's the more trades you put in, it does escalate from there. If you are a VIP, you get even more reward points. Those pieces are going to be coming again. So if you've made some deals but you don't have the reward points, let me know. I will check the back end to see what you're owed. If I find that you're owed enough to get in, I'll let you get in the break, and once you're paid off, I will get the reward points out of your account. So that's something I can work with and go from that standpoint. So for the time being, I'm going to put this aside. But what I'm going to get into at this point is the important stuff with, I think most of you are here to listen to and find out. We've got 2 giveaways to do today, one from June and one from August. Again, I apologize for the delay in getting these randoms done. I'm going to be better about this when we get to the random for the draw for November. The November prize, I'm going to be posting this later tonight. It will not open. This will not open up until November 1st. We will run this contest from November 1st, which is a Wednesday, to the 30th, which is a Thursday. And my goal is to try to make sure it's announced by December 2nd. All depends on what my travel schedule looks like for my real job. But the November SCF site giveaway is going to be a Bobby Orr Cup Auto. So any hockey fans that are listening, you'll have a chance to get a Bobby Orr Cup Auto from Sports Card Forum. There's going to be some other incentives to get some additional entries into that particular drawing itself. So that's something to be mindful of. It's something, again, you got to be in it to win it. So what I want to do at this point is I'm going to go through the June. Now the June, just to remind everybody who is listening and who's listening out there, the June site giveaway. The August site giveaway was the one, I think, one that most people are more interested in seeing. But the June site giveaway was actually pretty cool. It was a mini box. I'm going to pull it up here just to make sure I've got the details on this right. But this should be June site giveaway. This one is it is a Bowman's Best Mini Box 2016. So it is a mini box of Bowman's Best Baseball. There should be 1 auto in that box. This will actually be sent to the winner from Roger. Probably at some point next week he'll get that out in the mail. So as long as your information is updated within the trade manager, he'll just simply utilize your information that's in the trade manager to send it out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull out the names, and this was pre-posted in the thread itself. Come on, copy. There it goes. So this is the list that, again, this list that's here is for June. This is for the June contest. I'm going to randomize this 3 times. The winner of this is going to will get the mini box of 2016 Bowman Baseball's Best. So there's the first randomization. We'll run this again. And our final, the winner of the Bowman's Best Mini Box is Palantry. Ed, we'll get that out to Roger, so this way you'll get that in the mail at some point, probably in the next week or so. So I will get that out to you. Let me just I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this. So this way everybody does. This way I can do something with it. Bear with me 1 second here. Let me just paste it. There we go. All right. So that one I've got. You go back down to the bottom. I'm going to go back. Maybe. Let's start this one over. Okay. Interesting. I just lost random.org on my screen. We'll try this again. Hold on a second. Gotta love technology. There we go. Random.org. There we go. Now the second list that we're going to do, this is going to be for the Hank Aaron auto. Now this list is quite lengthy. I am not going to lie. There was a lot of ways you could have gotten into this particular drawing. Okay, we'll try this again. Gotta love technology. Copy. There it goes. Now, for this list here, again, this list is quite lengthy, as I mentioned. A lot of names in this list. There was one, we did have a member that got 600 entries into this based upon the number of images that they loaded and were accepted into our inventory manager. I may do something again with that for November of getting images loaded into the inventory manager, but I will probably cap it at a certain amount of entries, just to make sure that it is kept open and fair for everybody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to randomize this list 3 times, and if your name comes up on top, you're going to get a Hank Aaron auto. There's one, and it's going to take a while for me to get down to the bottom. And number 2. And the winner of said Hank Aaron auto, and again, this is going to be coming from Roger. Roger has this on hand. The winner, B-Ball KM32. B-Ball KM32, you got yourself a Hank Aaron auto. So that'll be coming out to you at some point this week. We'll take again. I'll make sure I get this out to you guys and be able to go from there. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this as well and make sure I have that saved. Give me 1 second here. Oh. Okay, we'll do another screenshot. All right. So at this point, we've got our winners for the two contests. Other things just to keep in mind over the next couple weeks, especially after we get the payouts done for reward points. there are going to be a number of reward point auctions, reward point offerings that are going to be going into the reward point store. Some of it is going to be VIP only. Some of it will be open to all. Um, and we'll be able to take a look at it and start it from that standpoint. Um, again, if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts or comments, by all means, shoot them out to me and we'll be able to talk about it and go from there. At this point, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great, great afternoon.